Hey guys, it's Tom Walker, and I'm hanging out today with Rob on Front Row Live.
Congratulations on your new signing with Epic Records. Can we talk a little bit about how that happened for you?
Yeah, we were getting quite a lot of interest out in America on one of my songs, Just You and I, and yeah, they approached us, and everyone seems really excited. It's a bit surreal for me, I'm not gonna lie, because yeah, I'm just a lad from Manchester, so this is all a bit surreal. I'm in LA in Epic. So yeah, it's amazing.
So as you're here, you're promoting your new single, which is the first US release, Just You and I. Can we talk a little bit about the single, how this really happened for you, and tell me about the production process of it?
In terms of the writing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about my girlfriend, the song. We were both having a bit of a tough time. She had some stuff going on with her, and I had some stuff going on with me and my family. And I just kind of sat down one day and in like 4.5 hours wrote the song. And I think it was like a bit of a therapy session for me. I needed to like get it off my chest. And it's just about how no matter how bad things get, at least we've got each other to come home to at night, which is nice. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now, when it's something like so vulnerable like that, how do you actually get it out to the public? Because I'm sure sometimes it's difficult to, you know, let people know what's really going on, especially when it's something in a relationship.
Yeah, it's a funny one because you don't want to come across really cheesy, but it was to me because it was so genuine. Like if I'd written that song and it wasn't about anything and I didn't mean it, then I wouldn't necessarily have put it out. But because it's so real and it is about something that was going on with me and my missus at the time, I'm proud of it. So yeah.
And with your writing process, does it follow the same procedures as this song right here, or was this song an exception? You did something a little different than what you normally do?
This one was a little different, I've got to say. I wrote this one originally on keyboard, which I never normally do. I always write on guitar, but this, yeah, I sat down just so I was playing the keyboard, and I found some really weird chords that I don't think I would have found on the guitar. Yeah. When I came to doing it live, I was like, how did I do this chord? So, yeah, but yeah, that was the only reason it was different. The writing, the lyrics was all the same. So. Yeah.
And the fact that you started on the keyboard this time around, does that maybe want to make you try more writing that way? Or do you still want to stick to your guitar?
I'd like to buy a piano one day because they're such beautiful instruments. I'm awful at keyboard.
So the one that's wrapped in there is not yours?
I thought that was for me, man. I thought they got that in for me and like I was going home on the plane to the UK with it, but apparently not. But no, I do like piano, but guitar makes more sense to me. Like I really struggle when I play keys. It takes like a lot longer to put down 4 very simple chords. So yeah.
So let's talk about upcoming music. I know you're working on a debut EP for the States. Can we expect something similar to your single right now, or can we expect something completely different from you for the rest of the songs?
A mix. Some of the songs are quite heavy. Like there's a bit of a rocky influence in there with hip hop as well.
Hip hop, interesting.
Yeah. There's a little bit of hip hop on there. Nice. So yeah, and one of the songs, Blessings, is kind of a very similar writing style to Just You and I. You know, it's honest and raw, and it's about something that happened to me. So yeah.
And did you work with any producers out here in the States for that, or did you work with someone back home?
No, we did the whole EP with a guy called Jim Abyss. And he's done kind of, you know, Arctic Monkeys, Kasabian, Adele. He's amazing. So we were looking for a producer for a long time, and then I met him and we got on really well. And he's just such a joy to work with. Like, and I so look forward to going into the studio with him. You know what I mean? It doesn't ever feel like work with him. It feels just like a great experience. So I think the EP really reflects that because it sounds like a really good record. I'm really proud of it. Is
this the first time that you've actually gone into the studio with a producer to work on music, or have you worked with previous ones before?
No, we've I went into the studio with a guy called Jonathan Quarmby to record Just You and I. Okay. And we whacked that out in like a day. That was really quick because I'd already written the song. So yeah, I've worked with a few different producers, but I think I've really found a sound with Jim, and he's helped us find a sound, which is really cool. So that's the first time that's happened. I've worked with loads of producers around the UK, but this is the first time it's really clicked and we've done like a body of work together. Right.
So what makes it so different this time that you've actually been able to find your sound?
I think I went in with some songs that were finished rather than going in to write some songs and then producing them up while I was in there. You know what I mean? So we knew the songs were done and the songs were there. Right. We just needed the production, and Jim is really good at finding, you know, what we needed basically. So yeah.
So jumping back to just you and I, you said that was a quick process in the studio. How different is the song that we hear that's out now compared to the song that you came into the studio saying, hey, I have a song to record?
Yeah, it's quite different because that's essentially the acoustic version of the song, but we never released the non-acoustic version. So yeah, the version I did at home in my basement had like a real kind of trappy sounding hip hop kit, and then like a Rhodes piano. So it sounded totally different, but essentially the song's still exactly the same. You know, I think it actually comes across a lot better on a guitar than it did on keyboard. I was just at the time I was messing about and I was into keyboards, so yeah.
It was just a phase you were going through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Now you have mentioned hip hop a couple times already. Do you have a big influence with hip hop?
I just love hip hop beats, man. Like, I wouldn't say specific artists. I just love a good hip hop beat. Yeah, that's about it, really. I just love hip hop beats. They sound amazing. Like all the samples. I've got a thing called Machine, and it's got loads of built-in kind of hip hop and samples and stuff. It's cool. It's really cool.
So what made you want to be a singer-songwriter as opposed to maybe like pursuing something with hip hop?
Songs are my thing. I was never really good enough at guitar to be like a session guitar player. I was never good enough at producing to be a producer. Yeah. But songs kind of seem to come a bit easier than the rest of the stuff. So I just ended up doing a degree in songwriting and was fortunate enough to have some really good teachers while I was doing that. And yeah. Now
back to the upcoming EP. Has there been like one of your biggest challenges creating this EP? Like maybe a specific song that you keep rewriting, you keep trashing, you probably aren't sure if it's even going to make it on the EP. Like, do you have a situation like that?
Do you know what? We didn't, because we had 20 songs that might have made it onto the EP. Yeah. So it wasn't that we needed to redo a particular song. It was just choosing the right songs, which took a really long time because, you know, working with labels, it has its upsides and its downsides. You have to go through like 15 people. But yeah, we all came together as a team in the end, and everyone's super happy with the outcome. So yeah. So
at the end of the day, if a fan, or not even a fan, if a stranger just listened to the EP, not knowing who it is or what it's called or what the tracks are, what would you want them to get out of it?
I think there's a track on there called Blessings. I like to think that anybody who's young and who hasn't had a lot of money at some point in their life and lives with their mates and enjoys the good things in life that aren't about money, because me and my friends didn't have a lot of money, but we made the most of the little that we had. So I like to think that people will connect with that, because everybody's been poor at some point in their life.
What makes you so different from any other artists out there? There's tons of new music every day, but what makes you so different that somebody should go ahead and like check you out?
I think my voice. People are always talking about my voice. It's quite raspy, and there are a few artists that are kind of similar, but I think the type of songs I do with the type of voice that I've got seems to be appealing to people, which is great. So yeah, I think my voice is different, and you know, it's quite bluesy and soulful. Right. It's not really a pop voice, but the songs are quite, you know, some of them are more commercial than others.
Right. Now, do you have a set date for the debut EP to drop, or still something that's in the works?
Do you know what? We did have a set date before we came to America, but the plan has slightly changed since we got here. I'm not going to lie, but it will be coming really soon, next month or two, definitely. Okay.
What are you most excited about this EP, though?
I just want to see if people like it. You know, we've spent so long in the studio and been into meetings with loads of people, and everyone seems really excited, but it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks other than fans and the general public. That's what, if they like it, then you're winning. Right. It doesn't matter if a load of, you know, record industry people like it, excuse me, but you know what I mean? But if just the general public and the average Joe, if he likes it, then we've done something right.